No Man's Sky, it's finally here, a game that I've been anticipating for quite a while. In this video, I'll be giving 25 essential tips to help you survive. If you do enjoy the video, please drop it a like and subscribe to my channel, as I do plan on uploading quite a bit of No Man's Sky content to my channel over the next few days and weeks. I'm praying that this is finally a game where everyone doesn't stop playing it after 2 weeks, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, here are the tips. These are in no particular order, but if you hit the D-pad up, this will bring out your flashlight and you can see a lot clearer at nighttime. Some pretty basic information: red materials are for your suit and the yellow materials are for your shield. Also, if you hop in and out of your ship, you can fully recharge your toxic and cold protection. If you actually die, you can go collect your inventory items if you don't die again. So if you die, it'll tell you where your last death was. Go there and you can retrieve all your lost items, but if you die again, then you won't be able to. When mining resources on planets, just be careful of where the sentinels are, the robot-looking creatures, because if you mine too much, they will start to attack you, but all you have to do is move away and you should be good. You'll lose the wanted level, so to speak. One resource, at least early on, that you'll need quite frequently is Heridium, and this actually doesn't appear when you scan, but it's pretty hard to miss. It's a giant blue rectangular rock that kinda looks like a little monolith. Mine that, and that is what'll give you Heridium. Beware while on planets, wildlife isn't always friendly. I've come across quite a few animals that want to kill me. When you are scanning for items, look for the gray colored chest symbol, because that means the items there are valuable at trading posts. Inside of your inventory, you can craft materials by hitting square on a free slot, and you can upgrade the items you have, like your exosuit, your ship, or your multi-tool, by pressing X. Also, speaking of your ship, you can actually store 250 more materials in your starship than on your exosuit. So it is smart, especially if you're mining plutonium or any of the items where you get a lot of. Go ahead and transfer them to your starship so you can carry more. If you want to earn easy units, all you have to do is discover wildlife. It can be plants, it can be the planets themselves, it can be trees, it can be the animals, and upload them. You don't need to name them. If you find a lot of stuff and you don't want to go through the process of naming every single item, all you have to do is just hit the upload button and it will give you a decent amount of units. To do that, that's in your start menu, for those wondering. One thing, once you get accustomed to the game, you may want to look out for is how some solar systems offer different prices for certain resources. So in one solar system, zinc may, not be worth anything, but in another solar system, it may be worth a lot, and you can sell it there for a lot bigger profit. So just make a note of which trade posts have the best items so you can travel back and sell those items. When you are scanning the worlds, look for purple icons, because that will actually teach you more about the alien race. Most of the time, you will learn words for the aliens' language, which will help you communicate a lot easier with the race. Speaking of aliens, I would advise you to speak to every alien you encounter, because if you get their little question right, they will often give you gifts, and then if you've built up a good enough relationship with that race, you can actually ask them to improve your health and your shields. Another thing to look out for when you're scanning is the cog symbols. That just means you will get a new blueprint to either upgrade your exosuit, ship, or multi-tool. You can earn a good reputation among the host alien race by breaking into manufacturing plants, and these are places that are protected by steel doors, so that's how you know you found one. To actually break the steel doors, because they are, pretty heavily armored, you need to craft the bolt cutter for your multi-tool, but be careful when you do actually use the bolt cutter to break into these manufacturing plants, because you will alert the sentinels and they will start to attack you. In space, you can actually mine asteroids, which will give you resources. And to do this, all you have to do is aim at the asteroid and then hit the X button. If you're worried about getting lost, you don't really need to be, because there's actually somewhat of a compass at the top of your screen. Also, you can find your starship at any time if you're checking the navigation tool at the top of the HUD. If you do end up on a planet that has a lot of water, I would not advise going into it unless you've upgraded your suit, because you can't really swim that far. You'll run out of oxygen really quickly. You can buy ships from the space stations or the various colonial posts. When a ship lands, you just go up to it and then hit square, and then you'll see its price. A lot of them are really expensive, though. When you do buy a new ship or a new multi-tool, do make sure you transfer all your items over to the new one, because I've done this where I've transferred an item or I've gotten a new ship or something, and I lost all of my items from my old ship. So make sure you don't make that same mistake and transfer your items. If you're wondering how to save in No Man's Sky, it's not automatic. You actually have to manually save yourself. To do this, look out for the green question mark items, head toward them, and activate the waypoint in order to save your progress. And save often, because the further you get into the galaxy or into the world, the harsher the planets are, and things might start to attack you. Most of the time near these waypoints where you can save your game, there are bypass systems where if you craft a bypass chip, it will actually allow you to scan the area to find either monoliths, colonial outposts, transmissions, or shelters. And crafting bypass chips does not cost that much, so I would advise doing that quite often. And then last but not least, this is probably the most important, just because if you're like me, one of the most tedious things is walking around a planet, because at the moment, even sprinting, it's not that fast enough, and flying your ship around, you don't really want to do that because you'll have to constantly give resources to your thrust boost. So a really quick way to actually get around the planet, and I'll show this in the gameplay right now, if you sprint and then melee while using the jetpack, you will go faster than just regular sprinting. It's kind of a tricky thing to get down, but basically all you need to do is hit the R3 button, like the stick in, so you sprint. You don't need to hold it down, because once you just hit it in, your guy will sprint for how long he can. And then while you're sprinting, simply just hit the R1, which is the melee, and the X button, which is your jetpack, at the same time. And, after a few attempts, you will get the hang of it, and it is a lot quicker to move around the planet by doing this. Just be careful, because if you use your jetpack too much, make sure you don't get too high up, because if you do hit the ground from a high distance, you'll take some damage. Anyway, those are all the tips. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Again, if you did, I'd appreciate if you dropped the video a like, and also subscribe to my channel, because I do plan on uploading a lot more No Man's Sky, and I will be live streaming it later today. So if you want to, while you're playing, maybe hang out with me and watch what I'm doing, because everyone has a different experience, then we can do that. Plus, we're going to a black hole. That's something that we're going to attempt to do in today's stream. So come check that out. See you all in the next one. As always, it's your boy Saints Fan. I'm out. Peace.